When designing protocol and methodologies for strength training, with athletes, it's very important to use a um, system of periodization. And what is periodization? Periodization is designing the training protocol for strength to address what time of the competition season you're training. So, for instance, let's look at basketball. Their season, collegiately, professionally, in high school and amateurs, runs let's pretty much from October to March. So that is their competitive season. So that means they have from April up until September, an off season. But within that time frame, um, you have different training um, objectives, and we'll start at the end of the season, the postseason, and you're going to see with athletes that play a long season, a long duration, whether it's hockey, football, basketball, especially the sports that are collision sports, and I would include basketball in there because there's a lot of body collisions, a lot of soft tissue injury and things of that nature. So the first thing we want to think about at the conclusion of a long season like that is about 30 days of what we call active rest, giving the body time a chance to heal and to repair and recover. And active rest is just this. You can participate in athletic events, or not athletic events, but athletically. So let's say you're a football player. There's nothing wrong with going and playing some 3-on-3 basketball, just to maintain a level of conditioning. Very brief games, maybe 20, 30 minutes, and you call it a day. If you're a basketball player, maybe you want to go and play tennis. Something that's athletic, something that's different than what you do, but at a very low intensity level. Um, After the 30 days of rest, we're going to start what we call a general foundation phase, which is to start the training process leading back up to the season. And that would be the hypertrophy phase, or trying to gain some size back. If you've lost any, like I know with hockey and basketball, and hockey in particular, at the professional level, most players can lose up to 10 to 15 pounds throughout the season, just because the physical demands are extreme and it's hard to maintain that weight. You also want to have a strength fit component, and then a strength and power component. And power, what is power? Power, simply stated, is force times speed equals power. So the amount of strength you have, how rapidly you apply that strength, equals your power. So after the power phase, we're working towards a peaking phase. We're getting closer to the season, and then we have our competition, or our competitive season. So in the grand scheme of things, we have a macro cycle, which is in taking in the full year, because once the season begins, we're not going to stop with our strength training. We're going to do a maintenance program where we're going to continue to lift through the season to maintain all the gains we made in the off season. And even with a maintenance program, if the athlete is uninjured and healthy, he or she still may see strength increases throughout the season just on a maintenance program. We'll get into greater detail when we start designing programs of how we put that macro system together, because within that macro system are micro phases, so to speak. And for instance, the hypertrophy phase, which would be after the active rest, which is a general preparation phase. Then the strength phase is another micro phase. Then we have the power phase, and then we have the peaking phase, and then we have the competitive phase.